It's a blessing just to be here. It's a blessing to get this type of opportunity to come out and, show the world what I'm about.
No, it's a blessing just to be here. You know it's a blessing to get this type of opportunity to come out. And show the world what I'm about, I got to take hat off. I appreciate, I appreciate Gervonta Davis, for even taking a fight, I believe they up by taking this fight. But I do appreciate the them giving me this opportunity to show the world what I'm about, I'm just ready to go out and shock the world and do what I do what people think. I can't. The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as Dante Vav and Frank Martin have come face to face ahead of their highly anticipated bout. Meanwhile, Errol Spencer is throwing his support behind Martin, predicting an upset against Tank. Yeah, I see him getting his hand raised. I feel like he's the most skilled, talented fighter. That every fought like it's one of those he can't take those early rounds off, and feel like he's going to come in the 7-8 round and hope for a knockout. I feel like Frank going to dominate him first through 12th round and win a fight. Tank going to put up a fight. He's a great fighter. I feel like Frank definitely going to take it. I feel like supporters are skeptical about Martin's chances, given his recent struggles against Art Heronian and his scarcity of significant wins. He possesses strength and ambition, eager to challenge the Baltimore-born Tank, who has been basking in the glory of his 7th-round knockout win over Instagram sensation Ryan Garcia. After a 1-month hiatus, it's uncertain how Tank Davis will perform against Martin. On the other hand, on June 15th, Martin is anticipated to start the tournament with a strong attitude, hoping to create a quick tempo and control the first few rounds. His plan is to build an insurmountable lead against Davis, who Spence believes has a history of sluggish starts. Martin needs to punch harder and with greater force if he wants to have the greatest chance of winning this battle. Tank has shown a vulnerability to high-volume punchers, which isn't how Martin usually plays. Martin moves more slowly and tends to give up big shots. Martin should follow Spence's advice and go in for an aggressive start. But after seeing Tank's strength in the first few rounds, he might change his mind and play it more cautiously. This situation is similar to Ryan Garcia's experience, who became nervous after Tank injured him in the 2nd round of the April fight. Spence said that although Tank would put up a fight and recognized him as a great fighter, he thought Frank would win. Frank was the best fighter Tank had ever faced, and Spence said that Tank would experience Frank's speed, strength, and power during the fight. Spence said that Tank would witness Frank's speed, strength, and power on fight night if Martin hadn't performed so poorly in his most recent fight against Ard. If Martin had come back from that fight and performed exceptionally well against a tough opponent like Shakur Stevenson, Hunan supporters might have been more likely to believe Spence's comments. Andy Cruz or Vasily Lomachenko would have given him their trust again. Frank Martin states his belief that Devin Davis made a serious mistake in choosing him as the challenger for his WBA regular lightweight championship defense. But sadly, that hasn't happened yet. For true progress to be made, Martin is determined to make Tank regret his decision to face him by handily defeating the 29-year-old in their next match next month. Tank-like fighters, it's surprising that Isaac Cruz stands out as the best name on Davis's record. Detractors blame him for not having faced opponents who are significantly better than him by now. Davis has to play opponents who genuinely test their abilities with stacked undercards to increase the excitement. Davis was protected from strong opponents at 135 pounds by his old promoters at Mayweather Promotions. But this approach is no longer viable given PBC's goal of delivering exciting events on Prime Video. PPV talking about his title shot next month against Davis, Martin said, "I get the opportunity to show the world what I'm all about. I appreciate Gervonta Davis for even taking the fight. I believe they'd up by taking this fight. But I do appreciate them giving me this opportunity to show the world what I'm about. I'm just ready to go out and shock the world and do what I do and what people think I can't do. After exchanging blows with Jev and Davis, previously Frank Martin knows Davis' strengths well. In a recent interview, Martin described his sparring sessions with Davis as valuable. He praised Davis's precision ability to stand his ground and his ferocious fighting style. However, Martin pointed out that Davis didn't pack the most powerful punch he's faced in his career. What do you think of a fight we could go, I just fought the title eliminator, or whatever for the WB. So we could go, what would that fight look like? It'll be a good fight. It'll be explosive fight, fast too fast. It's a really dominate battle. But it's also an explosive fight. And you feel like you guys know each other well enough that scars and other things might be a factor. Fighters are too strong and explosive. Fight and you know it was years ago. You understand what I mean. So he had entered the ring with a different item. And vice versa, speaking of his interactions with Davis. Martin said that they worked well together, each keeping their ground. He complimented Davis on his sharpness, pointing out that other fighters could find it difficult to match his quickness and reactions. When asked if Davis was the hardest opponent he had sparred against, Martin responded negatively, citing a Mexican boxer named Pablo as the most formidable puncher he had sparred against. Despite this, Martin acknowledged Davis's strength, saying, "No, it's a Mexican boxer. I sparred with, his name is Pablo, but he got some power. He can crack good timing, sharp on that note." Frank Martin's trainer, Derek James, remarked, "There have been rumors about the fight against Davis in June. It's a big deal, fight. Frank Martin is now working out." Martin's training session may be seen in a recent Hub TV short film on their YouTube channel, where Martin can be seen showing peak fitness and athleticism are demonstrated by a strenuous training regimen. One especially difficult exercise has him sprinting against the resistance of a stretched band, probably in an effort to increase his endurance. Music. While both fighters are talented, the video gave comfort to his fans, who might have been concerned about their chances of winning against the formidable Tank. Tank has the advantage because he has a history of facing tougher opponents, going undefeated, and holding 3 division titles. Martin from Indianapolis has faced many formidable opponents in the past, but this is his first opportunity to compete for a major league championship. Can he threaten Tank? After watching Tank's most recent clip, supporters are even more optimistic about Martin's chances of winning the title fight, as seen by his unrelenting commitment to the cause in a recent training video. Martin, his next opponent, didn't back down. Instead, he quickly posted a picture of his own toned body to Instagram. Similar to Tank, Martin, also known as the Ghost, posted a photo of his toned figure just after working out. The boxing media saw the video and swiftly shared it on their social media pages, captioning the photo. After a fierce 12-round battle in the hotly contested lightweight elimination event, Frank Martin appears ready. Martin appeared. Now that they've won, the urgent question that remains is really prepared to face the dangerous Gervonta Davis is Frank Martin. Martin asserts with confidence that he has already had a significant impact on Tank. Davis from their earlier meeting has the excitement for the much-awaited match between Davis and Marmar. After a one-on-one interview on Cigar Chat, Martin finds himself in the spotlight. Najee questions Martin about claims that he was injured after a sparring session with Davis. When Gervonta Davis learned of Martin's audacious accusations, Martin spent no time in denying the accusation and adamantly asserting that nothing of the such happened during their time in the ring. Martin then came clean and acknowledged that he was to fault for Davis's injury sustained during their sparring session. He didn't think twice to correct the record in a since-deleted tweet during an interview. Davis said, "Don't stop talking." Martin said that there is sparring footage, but it hasn't surfaced for public viewing yet. Regardless, I'll drop the clip. Although legendary promoter Eddie Hearn entertains the idea of a Davis-Martin showdown, he is realistic about its pay-per-view possibilities. Hearn maintains that Javon Davis would easily win a triumph if he